Tonight on News 8, Debbie and I will have these stories for you. He did not depart peacefully, but tonight Karl Linnes, the accused Nazi war criminal, is on his way to the Soviet Union to face punishment.
4 Johnson County deputies are accused of immoral acts in a cult-like ceremony. Tonight they're suspended. We'll have the story.
It seems America is getting fatter, younger. What's causing our children to pork out?
And in sports, the unlikely Milwaukee Brewers tie a major league record. They haven't lost since last October.
And Tom Magnuson says, yes, cooler weather is on the way. Those stories and more coming next on News 8.
Tell Sir Algernon to hire someone else.
Sir Algernon is the dog.
On Magnum, an old mafia hitman is out to make a collar.
You too for my dog!
But it's heroic Thomas to the rescue.
Why don't you call the cops?
And a mongrel becomes an Airedale. Adventure by the pound.
Quite a dog.
On Magnum.
Tonight at 11:30 on Wish TV.
What are you doing?
Ladies, start your engine, because Kroger's cost-cutter prices are shifting into high gear. For more savings and better value.
Save on the 8-packs of your favorite Pepsi products, 3 for $5. Get $1 off the 25-pound bag of Alpo dog food, just $5.99. And in the Kroger photo department, get your second set of prints developed for free.
Win with Kroger's cost-cutter prices. Feel the difference. Go Krogering.
Win a vacation to Walt Disney World in Long John Silver's $15 million Magic Birthday Wish Game. And you can win instantly. Then visit the Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center. It's Walt Disney World's 15th birthday, and you can win one of 100 trips there on Eastern Airlines. There's $15 million in cash and prizes, and every game card can win. Long John Silver, even yours. Sounds good to me.
You're tuned to the best newscast in Indiana on Wish TV, Channel 8. With Mike Ahern and Debbie Knox, weather with Stan Wood, and sports with Ed Harding, this is News 8.
Good evening. An accused Nazi war criminal is on his way to the Soviet Union tonight and a death sentence. Just a few hours ago, 67-year-old Karl Linnes was put on a plane at JFK Airport in New York for a flight to the Soviet Union by way of Czechoslovakia. Both the U.S. Supreme Court and the Justice Department turned down Linnes' bid to stay in the United States while he sought a nation that would grant him asylum. He has been living on Long Island for more than 30 years, but the crimes he is accused of date back to World War II, when Linnes allegedly supervised thousands of executions at a Nazi concentration camp in Estonia, now part of the Soviet Union. More than 20 years ago, the Russians convicted him of war crimes and sentenced Linnes to death.
And that has presented the United States with a legal and ethical dilemma. Do you send a man to his certain death without benefit of a fair trial?
Do we have an extra obligation not to deport somebody if we know that that person's only avenue is going to be to a country where he or she can't even get basic due process?
Words like fairness and decency are totally inappropriate for a man who asked men, women, and children to dig their own graves and then ordered them to be machine gunned into them.
The Justice Department had sought to send Linnes somewhere other than the Soviet Union, but most recently was turned down by Panama.
It is a bizarre incident that has shocked the Johnson County Sheriff and caused the suspension of 4 deputies there with pay. It happened while the officers were off duty a week ago Saturday night, but details of what actually happened are just beginning to surface. We get more on the story now from Liz Daly.
It was complaints from the community that prompted the Johnson County Sheriff to suspend 4 of his deputies. 10-year veterans, Detectives James Mowry and Richard Reiser, Deputy Tom Krukemeyer, who's been with the department 5 years, and Reserve Deputy Richard Daunt faced charges of immoral conduct. They told Sheriff Dorn Miller they had been drinking at one of the deputies' homes when they decided to slash each other's left cheeks with a blade, but they did not tell him why.
We've had a lot of calls asking if it was a cult or sadism or various other things, and I don't believe it's any of those. It's my interpretation, at least at this point in the investigation, that it was done either as a dare or a dare and alcohol combination.
And when reached by phone today, Deputy Krukemeyer vehemently denied any cult involvement, but would not consent to an interview. Have these officers had any problems in the past?
Nothing like this. In fact, most of the officers has an excellent record. And, this is a first.
From Franklin, the four drove to Indianapolis, where they spent about 4 hours at a bar on the south side of the city. The bouncer at the bar agreed to talk to us about what happened that night, only if we would not reveal his identity or the name of the bar.
All four of them had deep slashes on their faces. One of them went back for his wallet. I seen him hit his jacket and a weapon showed. I said, sir, you're going to have to check your weapon here. I don't have to check jack. I'm a Johnson County cop, but I don't have to do anything, and I'll do what I damn well please.
It was after a customer complained about the deputies harassing the dancers and waitresses that city and Marion County officers were called to remove the four from the bar. Did they appear to be intoxicated when they came in, or?
No, not to my knowledge. They weren't. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let them in the first place.
I am going to recommend to the Merit Board that all four officers receive a psychiatric assessment before anything's done, so that we can determine the stability of the officers and the fitness as far as working with this agency.
A Merit Board will discuss further disciplinary action at a meeting next week. In Johnson County, Liz Daly, Wish TV, News 8.
At least one of those deputies reportedly had a cut deep enough to require stitches, and it still has not been determined if they were intoxicated when they cut each other.
Well, no matter what a policeman does with his personal time, when he's at work, there is a certain danger to what he does, much more than in other jobs. We learned that not once, but twice last week in graphic examples. Today, the state trooper gunned down while trying to stop a suicide in Mount Vernon last Monday was laid to rest. Indiana State Police Sergeant John Hatfield left behind a wife and 2 children. And then there is the case of Howard County Sheriff John Beatty, injured seriously in last Wednesday's bombing at the county courthouse. Beatty suffered cuts from flying glass and burns over much of his body. But the word tonight is Beatty has recuperated enough to be moved out of intensive care at Methodist Hospital. His wife says it's a miracle.
Very optimistic. He's ready. He said he wants to go home and get some rest. That's what he said. He's just looking forward to be home and to recuperate.
John Beatty is expected to be hospitalized for at least 3 more weeks.
The objective in Kokomo now is to make sure what happened last Wednesday does not happen again. And in its first meeting since the incident, the Howard County Commissioners learned quickly how important increased security is. David Barris was there.
There is still cleanup being done at the Howard County Courthouse, but the county commissioners got the word the building is structurally safe.
The building is sound. There will be some structural repairs, but there isn't any danger to the public.
But a danger architects can't address is security. Could it happen again? Could a person carrying a bomb or a gun or some other weapon do what Robert Gray did? The county commissioners hadn't intended to address that question yet, but the Howard County prosecutor insisted they do.
And it's my recommendation that we deal with that issue now, before we start talking about the office holders going back into the courthouse.
Do you have some recommendations, Jim?
Any of the people going in and out of the courthouse to use one door. But we provide security at that one door, starting immediately.
No one's going to get in my courtroom again with a briefcase, a purse, or a box, except maybe the attorneys, without those things being searched.
We have got to do some definite security measures, and you gentlemen have agreed with that. But a man bent on destruction and with a bomb is going to hurt somebody.
And I just personally think you've always been in danger, and I don't really feel we're in more danger today than we were a month ago.
Finally, the discussion came to a close with commissioners voting to open the courthouse Tuesday for employees and Wednesday for the general public.
As for security, the Howard County Commissioners decided that at least temporarily, one sheriff's deputy would be stationed on the first floor near the stairwell. Then they would decide if further measures are needed. David Barris, Wish TV, News 8.
Eventually, a police officer may be stationed inside each courtroom at all times.
The drunk driving case of a Hendricks County man was before the U.S. Supreme Court today. We'll tell you about the High Court's decision in the case of Ray Garcia coming up on News 8.
Come on, Josh. Let's go home.
Hi, Dad.
How's that fastball?
These 30 seconds of coaching are made possible by Scepter.
the soybean herbicide that controls problem broadleaves like cockleburr and velvet leaf so well, you won't have to go back to clean up your beans. So you can spend more time on the other important tasks in life. Scepter, for sure, safe, soothe, long control.
If your car is searching for gasoline that's better than any regular unleaded gasoline, the search is over. Introducing new Amoco Silver Lead-Free, the pure gasoline that delivers better performance than any regular unleaded gasoline could ever hope to. New Amoco Silver. It's not your regular gasoline.
Monday and Tuesday, H.H. Gregg. If you beat the clock, you save $400 on a Sony 8 camcorder with built-in playback, just $5.99. H.H. Gregg's 24-hour sale ends tomorrow.
Score a victory for police in their use of roadblocks to catch drunk drivers. Without ruling at all, the nation's highest court today set a precedent, as Kim Sanders reports.
Ray Garcia of Plainfield was arrested here on the Marion-Hendricks County line on June 6th of 1984. Hendricks County deputies and state police had set up a roadblock to check for drunk drivers and improper licenses. Garcia's attorney Alex Boyles asked the Indiana Supreme Court to strike down Garcia's drunken driving arrest as a violation of his constitutional rights. The state Supreme Court rejected that idea, and so today did the U.S. Supreme Court.
I think it's precedent-setting in the fact that they have said, yes, roadblocks are okay under certain circumstances, and apparently we followed those circumstances and procedures.
It bothers me, especially in light of this case, that essentially they can stop me by seeing me as long as they take 4 other cars and stop them also. They can do in numbers what they can't do singularly.
Boyle says he will discuss Garcia's options with him yet this week. And one of those options, he contends, will be to resubmit the case to the U.S. Supreme Court if Garcia is ultimately convicted. In Hendricks County, Kim Sanders, Wish TV, News 8.
Well, CBS News reports a new link has been added to the Iran-Contra chain of intrigue. For the first time, the Army has been named in the scandal. CBS says that a secret Army unit operating out of this suburban Washington office 4 years ago opened a bank account in Geneva, Switzerland. 2 years later, it withdrew some of that money to charter a steamer to carry weapons to the Contras during a period when United States military aid to the Contras had been banned by law. One of those who had access to the secret fund was Oliver North.
2 questions have been cleared up concerning the Pan American Games. The president of the organizing committee, Mark Miles, who's just back from Cuba, says the country will participate in the games. Cuba will, and President Fidel Castro will not attend the event. Beyond that, where to hold the closing ceremonies is still a problem. A letter delivered today to Pan Am organizers from American Legion officials requests the ceremony not be held on the mall. Now, Paxi officials have to scramble.
Prefer to do it on the mall because months and months of planning have gone into that. A show has been designed specifically for that location, but we can do it again. We can start over.
With the games now just 4 months away, organizers are giving themselves a week to come up with an alternative. That doesn't include the mall.
The first person to announce her candidacy for the 1988 Democratic gubernatorial nomination became the first person today to pull out of the race. Virginia Dill McCarty, who announced her candidacy back on Inauguration Day 1985, has dropped out. The former U.S. attorney cited a lack of campaign money as her reason. And the fourth idea for funding the proposed Circle Center Mall was delivered by State Senator Larry Borst today. He's proposed a countywide 1% sales tax in Marion County to pay off the public involvement in the upscale development downtown. A spokesman for the city refused to endorse the idea, and negotiations are continuing. Meanwhile, negotiations also continue over the governor's education reform plan. So far, there is no progress to report from a House-Senate Conference Committee. State Representative Pat Bauer repeated his call that Governor Orr should offer a new proposal for raising taxes to pay for a longer school year. The committee hopes to complete its work for this week.
Stan Wood has a few days off, and Tom Magnuson has the forecast for us right after this.
If you love yogurt and you're crazy about fruit, get some Breyers yogurt, take the quickest route, straight to the bottom of Breyers, full of fruit yogurt.
If you like fruit, you'll love Breyers. It's simply got more fruit than Dannon, so there's more to love.
Strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, peach, so many fruity flavors waiting to be reached. Ooh, Breyers got 'em, that fruity Breyers, full of fruit yogurt.
Win a vacation to Walt Disney World in Long John Silver's $15 million Magic Birthday Witch Game. And you can win instantly. Then visit the Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center. It's Walt Disney World's 15th birthday, and you can win one of 100 trips there on Eastern Airlines. There's $15 million in cash and prizes, and every game card can win. Long John Silver, even yours. Sounds good to me. Chicago.
And no matter where I've been, where I'll go, you keep calling me home. Calling me home, Chicago.
No matter where you're from in America, Chicago is your hometown.
Jenny?
Come home.
It's the feeling that calls me. Chicago is calling me home.
Ladies, start your engine. Because Kroger's cost-cutter prices are shifting into high gear. For more savings and better value.
Save on the 8-packs of your favorite Pepsi products. 3 for $5. Get $1 off the 25-pound bag of Alpo dog food. Just $5.99. And in the Kroger photo department, get your second set of prints developed for free.
Win with Kroger's cost-cutter prices. Feel the difference. Go Krogering.
Tom Magnuson is approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Well, it's kind of too bad we didn't have a 3-day weekend, even though this was a holiday weekend. We couldn't have all today off.
That is one good idea, Tom. A 3-day weekend. I like that.
Well, I saw somewhere they were hitting close to 90 in Illinois.
Yes, they were.
Oh,
I'll show you that in just a minute. But there's a possibility we could get into the 80s tomorrow. I'm going to play it a little bit conservative, though, and we'll look for about 80 degrees. Today, for the first time this year, above 80 degrees, 82 officially in the mid-afternoon hours after our morning low of 51 degrees. The normals for an April 20th are 65 and 43 degrees. Now, as far as precip, of course, none. And right at the present time, we have clear skies. The air temperature is 65. The dew point is 52. 65 not bad for 11 o'clock at night. Relative humidity now standing at 63%. No wind, and the pressure is 30.08 and steady. And check out those temperatures across the area today. There's some 15 to 20 degrees above normal. 80s across the entire area. Even some lower 90s out here to the west. 90 degrees at Moline. That was a record for them. Also 90 at Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And a record at South Bend, 83 degrees. 89 at Rockford, Illinois. 89 at Peoria. And also at St. Louis. Those were all new record highs for the date. And in fact, there were 52 records broken today. And they stretch all the way from northern Michigan back down to the Gulf Coast. The upper 80s across northern Wisconsin, stretching into the southern part of Missouri. Got into the 90s in Arkansas, 94 at Little Rock, warmest ever for April, and 92 at Memphis. Same story there. So it was a hot one just to the west of us and pretty warm here, too. And we can see the temperatures today. That warm corridor here cooling off significantly behind the front. And you can see only 39 degrees today at Denver. There was snow in the mountains of north-central Colorado, southeast Wyoming, and it piled up to 6 to 8 inches in some cases. So still winter out there, but in the east, nice and warm today. Well, if you like garage sales, if you like bake sales, here's your event. This Saturday in Fishers, a garage bake sale is going to take place from 8 to 4 o'clock. That's going to be at Fishers Elementary School, sponsored by the Hamilton Southeastern Band. And right now at Fishers, it's still 65 degrees on the roving thermometer. And across the area, ranging now from 59 at Toledo to still 75 degrees at St. Louis. And we are headed for the middle 50s here in central Indiana by tomorrow morning. Take a look at the thunderstorms boiling up along this front this evening across central Texas. They're moving into the northern part of Missouri, even central Iowa now. But it looks like that system is going to hold off for at least the next 24 hours or so as it slowly moves on to the east. We're looking at this front right here, most of the precipitation now behind it, and we'll look for some sunshine tomorrow mixed with some clouds, but still a pretty warm day. Not quite as warm as today, though. Super radar indicating the showers and thunder showers behind that front, some strong across portions of central Oklahoma near Oklahoma City and in the north central Texas. And there is a chance we are going to have some showers in the next 24 to 36 hours. We'll check that out in just a minute. Highest temperatures for tomorrow, anywhere from the upper 60s in northwest Indiana to the middle 80s across the southeast part of the state. So it's going to be another warm one across our area. And that front draping itself right across the area, I think, by tomorrow afternoon, and behind it, the scattered showers. A fairly good chance for some showers coming up on Wednesday, so we'll have to watch out for that. But tomorrow looks like another good day. My forecast looks like this. Mostly clear tonight, a low of 54 degrees. Then for tomorrow, we're going to look for some sunshine mixed with some clouds, especially in the afternoon, with a high around 80 degrees. Then for tomorrow night, a chance for some light showers to move in, 52. And for Wednesday, a chance for some showers, significantly cooler, high of 62 degrees. And then as we head into Saturday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, variable cloudiness with high temperatures in the 60s. That's more like April, but boy, I'll take today and tomorrow.
We're going to lose 20 degrees the next couple of days.
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Coming up, Ed Harding Sports and the Brewers. Well, we'll tell you all about that.
I'm Jim Barber with the Pacers. Their plan to stop Dominique Wilkins. Some thoughts on it next on Sports Center.
Okay, check the bushings and the sway bars, too. Is this the alternator you need? Great, I'll get you a belt.
Get it repaired right. First time.
Certicare.
Every time.
No problem, sir. We just finished it.
Backed in writing. If you know Amoco, you already know a good mechanic. At Certicare. Certicare at Amoco. Your car knows.
When you stop to think about it, how does your corn soil insecticide stack up to Thymet? This one should be rotated. These don't have systemic action. And even though all these provide rootworm control comparable to Thymet, they still cost $2 to $3 more per acre. So, when you really think about it, for performance and price, Thymet stands alone.
For years, the GTE Yellow Pages has helped local businesses grow.
Great.
You see, we deliver our book to every home and business in our area. And since no one is more accurate or more complete, people turn to us first. So if you're thinking of advertising in a different Yellow Pages, remember, there's no telling what can happen.
Hello, man. Wrong number.
The GTE Yellow Pages will make your phone ring.
If you need information on Alzheimer's disease, you can contact the Alzheimer's Disease and Related Disorders Organization at 549-4842.
Now, time for sports. All I know is it's April 20th, and Cleveland already has been mathematically eliminated from all. This is ridiculous. How many games out are there?
You know, there are 11 games out in the loss column. Do you believe that already?
Yeah, sure I do.
There are 11 games out in the loss column because Milwaukee tonight ties big league history with their 13th straight win at the start of the season. Let's go to Chicago, where they get it this evening. Greg Brock starts, boom, with the home run here. You know, what's it like when you start winning games, these things start happening for you? Not the home run, but watch the next one. The winning hit comes off the bat of Robin Yount. And what would old Yogi say? Hit them where they ain't. Well, they ain't here where he puts this ball. They converge, but they don't get it. The winning run comes in. Milwaukee 5-4 over Chicago. 13th straight win, tying a record set by Atlanta. The Brewers go on. So does Kansas City 10-2 over Boston. Brett Saberhagen is 3-0 with the win today. Hey, you know, all the pubs going to Milwaukee. The Yankees win their 7th straight tonight. They're 10-3. They're only 3 games behind Milwaukee. Here it is, Cleveland, Mike. They are now 11 down in the loss column. They were ahead 6-2 in the 9th. Blew everything. Lost in the 10th. Minnesota 13-4.